My name is Anna, and I am 32 years old. My life was ordinary just like many others. I had a stable job, a comfortable home, and a loving husband. His name was Daniel, and we had been together for 8 years. I truly believed we were happy. I thought our love was strong, and our bond was unbreakable. But I was wrong. One evening, as I was preparing dinner, I waited for Daniel to come home. He was late, just like he had been many times before. Lately, he had been coming home late almost every day. Deep down, I felt something was off, but I pushed away my doubts. I did not want to believe that anything was wrong. When he finally arrived, I turned to greet him. But something was different. His face looked serious. He did not smile at me. He did not kiss me hello like he usually did. Instead, he walked to the dining table. He sat down and looked at me with an expression I could not read. "We need to talk," he said. His voice was calm, but something about it sent a shiver down my spine. My hands started to tremble. My heartbeat quickened. I put down the spoon I was holding, because my fingers had suddenly gone cold. My heart pounded so fast I could hear it. "What is it?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Daniel lowered his gaze. He could not meet my eyes. My stomach twisted into knots. Then he said the words that shattered my world. "I don't love you anymore." His voice was quiet, but those words echoed loudly in my head. It felt as if the ground beneath me had disappeared. My chest tightened, and my throat went dry. "What?" I whispered, unable to comprehend what I had just heard. Daniel sighed. "I'm sorry, Anna," he said softly. "I never meant to hurt you." I stared at him, my husband. The man I had loved and trusted for so many years. The man who had promised to be by my side forever. And now, in just a few words, he was breaking my heart into pieces. I wanted to ask him why. I wanted to know what I had done wrong. I wanted to scream, to beg, to plead with him. But no words came out of my mouth. "I met someone else," he admitted. "I never planned for it to happen. It just did." Tears welled up in my eyes. My hands clenched into fists. How could he say that? How could he act like love was something that just happened by accident? Love does not just happen. Betrayal does not just happen. I could not sit there anymore. I pushed my chair back and stood up. My legs felt weak, but I forced myself to stay standing. "So what now?" I asked, my voice shaking. Daniel exhaled heavily. "I'm leaving." And just like that, my world crumbled. I sat on the couch, watching in silence as he packed his bags. My face was wet with tears, but I did not wipe them away. I felt frozen, paralyzed by the pain. He took his clothes, his books, his watch, pieces of his life that had once been a part of mine. I wanted to scream at him. I wanted to throw his things out of the window. I wanted to beg him to stay. But I did nothing. When he finished packing, he stood by the door and looked at me. "I'm really sorry," he said again. I did not respond. I had nothing left to say. He sighed, then turned the doorknob and walked out. I sat there frozen. I heard the sound of his car driving away. Then the silence took over. And that was when I broke. I cried. I cried so hard that my whole body ached. I wrapped my arms around my knees, rocking back and forth. My chest felt unbearably heavy. My throat burned. I cried until my head throbbed, until there were no more tears left. And then I just sat in the darkness alone. The next morning, when I woke up for a brief moment, I forgot what had happened. I reached out to Daniel's side of the bed. It was empty. And then it all came rushing back. Pain struck me like a knife to the chest. I got out of bed and walked around the house. His things were gone. His scent had faded, but his presence lingered in every corner: the empty chair at the dining table, his coffee mug in the sink, his slippers near the door. Everywhere I looked, I saw reminders. But he was not there. I went to the bathroom and stared at my reflection. My face was pale. My eyes were red and swollen. I barely recognized myself. I touched my wedding ring. I was unable to take it off. Not yet. The days that followed were the hardest. I stopped eating, because food had no taste. I stopped sleeping because every time I closed my eyes, I saw him. At work, I forced myself to smile. I answered emails. I talked to co-workers as if everything was fine. But inside I was shattered. People told me, "You will be okay." But I did not believe them. The nights were the worst. The bed felt too big. The silence felt too loud. I held my pillow and cried myself to sleep. I picked up my phone. I wanted to text him, but I stopped myself because I knew he was with her now. One day, I went to the store. As I walked past a coffee shop, my heart stopped. There he was, Daniel. He was sitting at a table with a woman. She was young, beautiful. She laughed at something he said. He looked happy. My stomach dropped. My hands turned ice cold. I wanted to run. I wanted to scream. But I just stood there frozen. Then he looked up. Our eyes met. For a brief moment I saw something. Shock, guilt, maybe even pity. I did not wait to find out. I turned around and walked away. Tears burned in my eyes, but this time, I did not cry. Not this time. I walked fast. Then I ran. I ran until my legs ached, until my heart felt like it would burst. When I got home, I locked the door, sank to the floor and cried. But this time the tears felt different. Because I knew I had to move on. The next morning, I took off my wedding ring. I made myself breakfast. I drank coffee. I watched the sunrise from the window. It still hurt. And it would hurt for a long time. But I would not let this pain destroy me. One day, I would be happy again. One day, I would wake up and not think of him first. One day I would love again. But today, I would survive. Thank you for listening to my story. Life is filled with difficult moments, but every ending is also a new beginning. No matter how painful it feels, time will heal, and happiness will come again. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe.